we thought this was such a timely topic because, first of all, the name of the topic is Love or List My Cleaning Business. Just a fun little play on the HGTV hit show Love It or List It when it comes to real estate. But there are so many people that are in the cleaning industry that are not happy with what they do. They don't love their business. In fact, I talk to too many people that have come to hate their business, right? It's not that they hate being a business owner. I think that's what keeps us kind of hanging on for so long. We love being a business owner. Love it here. Weather is always good. Oh, good. So it's not that we don't love being a business owner, right? We do love the pride and the joy of ownership. And we love being able to be our own boss, right? We love being able to define our own schedule. The problem is so many business owners started out with that in mind, right? It's like, I want to be in business for myself. I'm tired of working for the man. I am tired of working in a corporate job, making somebody else wealthy, right? And I mean, how many of you would say you started your business because you were tired of working for somebody else, building somebody else's dream? If that's you, not everybody started that way. I didn't. I didn't have a corporate job. I had no skills. So I didn't have anything to give up when I started my cleaning business. But there's a lot of people that gave up the corporate life because they were tired of building somebody else's dream. So if that's you, just type in corporate, right? If you left or chose not to go back to corporate, maybe when you stopped working, have kids or whatever, you decide to open your cleaning business instead. But you left a career or a corporate job to build your own cleaning business, just type in the word corporate, That way I know who you are and who left the corporate scene. Yeah, Wayne and Gus, they left the corporate scene. He was sick and tired of working for somebody else. Exactly. Donna, same here. Exactly. Now, how many of you started like me? Like, I didn't have a corporate job because I didn't have any skills. Nobody would have hired me. Actually, I was a secretary. Those were my skills. Back then, that they were called secretaries, right? Now you would never call somebody a secretary. They're admin assistants, or there's another name for it that sounds even better than an admin. Somebody can type it in for me. Kathy left the corporate job. What's that other name now that's even sounds better than an admin assistant? Oh gosh, you guys will know what it is. But let's see, Angela, I was 17. Yeah, now 42. So anyway, I was a secretary and I did like it. I actually did, because that was better than working at McDonald's, which is the job I had before that. But essential house cleaning, what did she say here? Administrative professional. That even sounds better. But I'm still thinking of a different word. I just can't remember it. I heard it recently and I was like, ooh, that does sound a little more lofty than just a clerk. But anyway, when I started cleaning houses, I didn't leave a corporate job because I didn't have a corporate job. I had no skills and I knew I could clean and we needed money. So I started cleaning houses and I did that for 8 years and man, did I love it. Office Goddess. Okay, that works. Hey, I would have liked that title in a heartbeat. Office Goddess. Man, I want to work for you. That's pretty cool. Who else has a really good name? It's still, y'all still haven't. Oh, that was Molly. Hello. Make more money, Molly Moran. Nope, there's another name, but I did think I was the Office Goddess back then. I was 18 years old. I got married at 18, and that year I went to work at a private school curriculum company back before homeschooling was a thing. Anyway, I went to work for this company and I was a secretary and I thought I was, executive assistant. Thank you. See, you guys are all so much more sophisticated than I am. Thank you. Executive assistant. That's it. So anyway, I digress. So I worked as a secretary, and I actually really liked it. It was definitely a much more prestigious job than my working at McDonald's as a teenager, and got to wear high heels and makeup to work. But after I had my first baby, we needed money. It's a long story, and I won't bore you with the details, but we definitely needed money. My husband had a tiny paycheck, and I had no paycheck, and I I saw an ad in the newspaper. This is back when people advertised in the newspaper for domestics, and I took a job cleaning for a lawyer and his wife, 2 days a week, and I charged them $20 per cleaning, and I stayed for 4 hours. And it was awesome. It was like the best money I ever made. So that tells you how long ago that was. But I cleaned for 8 years. And to be honest with you guys, I loved it. How many of you loved cleaning? Actually, before you answer that, you don't have to answer that yet. How many? Yes. Oh, thank you, Molly. You're so sweet. How many of you started out doing the cleaning yourself? Literally, you bought a bucket, you bought a mop, you had a vacuum, and you got clients, and that's how you started. How many of you started your business by doing the cleaning yourself? Right? So just type in, I cleaned. I cleaned. That way I know. Okay, she says, me. Let's see. Man, my news feed is so slow. Okay, that's Clarissa. Thank you. And so who else started by herself? Donna says, loves the outcome. What else? Started by herself. Angela cleaned. Sarah cleaned. All right. So, yeah, a lot of us started out doing the cleaning ourselves. And, you know, I think what really happens when you start out doing the cleaning yourself, you're really just looking for fun money, or you're looking to survive, right? You just need a job. You never really intended it to be a business. I never dreamed I could have a business. I just started cleaning houses as a cleaning job. But about 8 years in, as I'm turning away business left and right, my business is in high demand, right? People are telling their neighbors, and hey, Erica says she cleaned. People are telling their neighbors, and I'm having to beat people off with a stick, right? This was back when I would charge $55 a cleaning. And shame on you if you guys are doing that, because that was 39 years ago. But I filled up my schedule quickly. It's funny how you remember certain things, but I do remember that I kept Tuesdays free. I don't know where I came up with that, but I didn't work on Tuesdays. So I booked myself completely full, 2 houses a day, Monday through Friday, except for Tuesdays. And I don't know how I figured out to do that, but I did, which ended up being a very smart thing, because number one, it gave me a break, a day of rest. Number two, it gave me a buffer day to move my clients around if there was a holiday or somebody skipped at the last minute or whatever. So I remember I cleaned 4 days a week for 8 years. But I also didn't like the fact that I was turning away business all the time. People were like calling me up saying, can I give you some money? My neighbor says you're good. And I'm like, nope, keep your money because I'm full. And I couldn't stand it, right? So there was some kind of an entrepreneurial spirit inside of me. And so that's when I began to hire. And it's like, well, shoot, rather than say no to all this money, why don't I hire myself a helper, pay her $5 or $6 an hour? Probably by that time it was $6 an hour or something. And then I can, make the rest, right? So that's when the trouble began. And I started hiring people and trying to transition myself out of the field and build a company. And I couldn't figure out how to do it. And it was a complete mess. And I won't tell you all the details of how I was able to transform my business and now build literally one of the largest maid services in the country. But I started out like most of you, cleaning the toilets myself and struggling to make this crazy thing work. And I did it wrong for many years, but I had enough things right that I kept hanging on and hanging on and hanging on. And finally, I hit rock bottom. And I told my husband, I said, if this doesn't work, I'm closing my doors. I'm done. And I was ready to walk away from a business I had spent years building. I had workers by that time, I had cleaners, but I had nothing but chaos, nothing but drama, and very little profit left over to show for all my long hours that I would put in. And of course, when I was first hiring workers, it was nonstop trying to help them, trying to train them, trying to check their work, trying to cover their jobs when they quit without notice. Back then, I would get a page on my beeper that they had left a voicemail saying I quit. Nowadays, people get a text. And it was just a nightmare. And I told my husband, I'm going to quit. I can't take this anymore. There's no quality of life. I never see our family. I'm out on estimates till 8 and 9 o'clock at night. And then I'm typing them up till midnight. And then people quit and people don't do a good job and people poach and steal my customers. And then at the end of the day, by the time I pay for everything, there was no money left over for me. I mean, when I say no money, what I mean, it was pitiful. It was pitiful. My profits were low. And so there was a period of time where I was going to fold. I was going to throw in the towel. And so, I know a lot of cleaning business owners feel that way. And right now, we are in the midst of the biggest cleaning business boom I have ever seen. I mean, we grew between the end of 2019, I think we ended, 2020, because 2020 was a disaster, as we all know. I think we ended at 1.9. And then here it is, not, halfway through the year, we're over $2 million in revenue. This is the biggest boom I've ever seen. And I'm so glad I didn't give up. I'm so glad I did not throw in the towel and sell my business. But, Wayne and Gus says, it is crazy out here. New services are everywhere. I saw so many cleaning businesses right here in my own town go out of business. And I don't know about all of the ones that did. I only know about the ones that somebody told me about. I guarantee you there were more cleaning businesses than I can even count that went out of business, have not reopened since the first pandemic blow up. And here we are growing and thriving. Our business is bigger and busier than it's ever been before. We now have over 50 employees when you count the office staff, 44 people out cleaning every day. I mean, it's crazy. Our revenues are at 2.2 million run rate right now. And it has been since, July or so. So if I had thrown in the towel back when I was ready, all these things that have happened in my life would never have happened. But you have to know, when is it time to throw in the towel and give up and move on? Or when is it time to say, enough is enough? I'm sick of my business not serving me. Because what oftentimes happens when you are an entrepreneur is you start out because you don't want to work for the man, and then you become the worst man to ever work for, right? I mean, there was a period of time where I was the worst boss to myself I ever could have had. In fact, I had a very nice boss when I worked as a secretary. I just didn't make squat, right? But I was a terrible boss to myself. I made myself work long hours with no pay. And then I would make myself work long hours, 7 days a week with tiny pay. I mean, I was a terrible boss to me. Now, I was a wonderful boss to my employees. I was a wonderful business owner to my customers. Everyone was happy but me, right? But I didn't make anything. I didn't make enough to show for my time and effort. So if you take what you're able to pay yourself and you divide it by the real hours you work, right? Not the fake hours you say you work. I'm talking about the real hours you work. You divide it by the real hours you work. By the time you put in how many hours you put in during the day cleaning, if you're still cleaning, and then you put in time to follow up on voicemails and answer emails and do some marketing and pay the bills and buy equipment and refill cleaning bottles and wash towels and gas up cars and wash the cars and repair the cars and figure the payroll. Some people are literally working 70, 80 hours a week. It's not uncommon in this industry, especially if you have a staff of anywhere from 3 to 6, right? And you're part of the time you're stuck going back out there to help them in the field, even if it's not your intention, because a crisis hits or a big job comes up and you've got to help, or somebody quits without notice, or somebody calls in sick today, right? And so you end up like this yo-yo, right? It's like 1 minute you love your business because it seems to be working. The next minute you're like, why am I doing this? My family never sees me. Why am I still doing this? Right? So how do you know when it's time to walk away? How do you know when it's time to walk away? And could you sell your business if you wanted to just walk away and be done with it? Could you sell it? Or would you have to do like most people do, close your doors and have nothing to show for all your hard work? There was a gentleman in my town. He met with me. I was very thankful that, a lot of your competitors are threatened by you, so they don't want to meet with you. But he met with me. He called my office and said, hey, do you want to buy my customers? I'm closing. I said, let's meet. I wanted to meet with him. He was a very nice man, him and his wife. I actually had never heard of their service, but they had about 60 regulars and a few employees, but many of the employees had already scattered and some of them had already stolen his customers. But they just couldn't reopen after the pandemic. They couldn't get their employees to come back. They couldn't make a profit to make this all worth it to them. And so, he finally said, I'm done. I'm walking away. I said, well, can you even sell your business? And he said, I really can't. I just need to walk away. I'm done. I'm burned out. My wife is sick of this. And she was with him. She's like, yeah, I'm over this. She don't want to deal with this anymore. And I just thought, how sad is it? Because I'm sure they spent several years trying to build their business. I'm sure they put a lot of money into the marketing, into the website, into the cars that they had wrapped, and they were walking away with nothing. And I thought, how sad is it? And when I looked at his business model, I realized he could never have sold his business. The owner was still cleaning. Who wants to buy a job? Nobody wants to buy a job. And so, yes, I definitely offered to buy his clients, and we did it on a commission basis. And there weren't that many left, but, long story short, he closed. And then I heard about a franchise up in Denton. They flat out closed. They didn't even reach out to us and offer to sell us their clients. They just folded. And it's like, okay, obviously they decided this is not worth it. I'm walking away. And so at what point do you walk away? And what do you go do if you walk away? So the reason why I'm bringing all this up is Derek Christian and I are hosting something we've never done before. In fact, as far as I know, it's never been done in the cleaning industry before. And that is, we are hosting a one-day training, and that's next week on August the 20th, called Love or List My Cleaning Business. Love or List My Cleaning Business. Because when you reach a certain point in business and you are miserable and it's ruining your quality of life, it could even be wrecking your marriage, your relationship with your kids, your health, right? It can create depression when things aren't working. At a certain point, you have to make the decision, am I going to learn to love this thing and fix it? Or am I going to decide to just list it and be done with it? Now, there's a lot of factors involved. If you're just going to walk away and list it, sell it, and be done, go do something else. The first thing I always like to tell people is, all right, well, what will you go do? Right? Most people aren't going to sell their business like winning the lottery and have enough money to retire on for the rest of their life and do nothing, right? Most people won't sell their business for enough money to go sit on the beach and sip mojitos all day and do nothing, right? I mean, you might sell your business and make enough money to pay off your house or, pay off your debt. But most people aren't going to make like this gigantic windfall. And then once the IRS gets their teeth in what you sell it for, what will you go do? Right? For some people, they're like, I'll just go back to my old job. I'm just miserable. Okay. As long as you have a plan, maybe at your old job, you could make 50, 60 grand or 100 grand. But others are like, I don't know what I would go do. I don't have any other skills. Cleaning has been my life for 5 years or 10 years or 20 years. And I didn't have skills before I started my cleaning business to really earn me a great income. So you have to think about before you sell your business instead of fix your business, what will you go do? How will you replace your income? And I'm not saying you can't. I'm saying you need to think about those things. And another thing to think about is if you were to sell your business, and your goal is to just go start another business, you run the jeopardy of ending up like most serial entrepreneurs, right? That's code for I keep quitting businesses that I can't make work. Right? I mean, I'm sorry, but serial entrepreneur is code for I keep quitting and starting over. I keep quitting and starting over. I had one of my students that many years ago, she was in my cleaning business program, and she would get so discouraged every few years. She'd hit a new ceiling or a new brick wall. And this was before we had an ongoing training program that never ended, right? So once you come through CBF training, we now have a mentorship program that never has to end. And it's, very, very affordable, and it keeps you in momentum. But I didn't have this back then. And so every time she'd hit a new brick wall and she'd be banging her head on the ceiling, she would get discouraged. She would call me up and say, I don't know, should I just sell? Should I just quit? Should I just close my doors? Because she would be so discouraged. And I remember one of the last times she did that, she called me and she said, oh my goodness, Homejoy is moving into town and I think they're going to put me out of business. Should I just get out now? And I was like, give it time. Homejoy will be out of business. Some of you remember Homejoy. They crashed and burned in no time, right? So, and I asked her, I said, so what are you going to do? She said, well, I might go over here and start this thing. I said, really? So the baggage that kept you from succeeding, the lack of skills, the lack of systems and knowledge that kept you from succeeding at one business will follow you at another. Period. The best predictor of the future is the past. We've all heard the phrase, history repeats itself. The best predictor of the future is the past. If you failed at one business and then you started this business, that could be why you're failing at this business, right? Oh, I failed at carpet cleaning, so I'm going to do house cleaning. Oh, I failed at janitorial commercial cleaning, so I'm going to do house cleaning, right? The best indication of future failure is past failure, because we don't change what we do. We think it's the market. We think it's the cheap competition. We think it's the tight labor market. So we don't change us and our lack of systems, our lack of processes, our lack of solutions. We change the market. We change the market. And so failure follows us. And so you have to think about, if I am going to walk away from my business or if I'm going to sell it, what am I going to go do instead? Or should you fix it? Should you decide, I can't live with a broken business anymore? I'm tired of not reaching my potential. And everybody has different levels of potential. Some of you have been stuck at 500,000 for years and you think that's a big success. Well, if you're happy, it's a success. But if you're stuck and frustrated, it is not. Some of you have been stuck at $1 million for years. I was stuck at $1 million for 20 years until I realized I didn't have to be. I thought that I had reached a ceiling of complexity I could not break through unless I stepped back into the operations. And I've been retired for 12 years. I was like, I don't want to go back in there and roll up my sleeves and have to go in every day and manage my team and hire staff. I had people running my business, and I thought I would not be able to grow past the $1 million ceiling unless I jumped in. I was wrong. Once I realized I was wrong, I made it happen. We got to $2 million in a very short period of time, a whole lot less time than it took me to get to 1 million, right? And so some people just need to decide, I shouldn't quit. I've invested too much. This is all I have. This is all I know. And you should just invest in your training and fix your business and go back to loving it. And other people should say, I'm done, and walk away. You're making everybody, including yourself, miserable by hanging on to a sinking ship. So how do you know when you should love it or when you should list it. I do believe part of the answer is that you do have a what's next plan. If you don't have a what's next plan, then in all likelihood, whatever comes next won't be successful either. So you need to make sure you have a what next plan if you list it, if you move on. You also, if you plan to sell your business, you need to learn how to sell it at top dollar. So many cleaning companies are walking away with nothing. So many cleaning companies don't know who to sell their business to or for how much to sell their business to. So we will show you those things that are a mystery to most cleaning businesses in our Love or List My Cleaning business. And I'm also going to show you the benefits of fixing your business and the potential, the earnings income, that the type of money you can make and the lives you can change by fixing your business. I have 44 employees, probably 36 of them are as happy as clams. I wouldn't be dumb enough, or cleaners, 44 cleaners. I wouldn't be dumb enough to think that all the cleaners are happy and perfectly satisfied and will be here a year from now. But we probably have, 2/3 of our cleaners love what they do and they're not going anywhere. Now that bottom third turns over more than we'd like, but not more than we can keep up with the demand, right? We've been able to grow ever since I solved that problem of employee turnover, employee attraction, employee retention. So either way, we're going to help you either way on August 20th with the Love or List My Cleaning business. We're either going to help you know what you need to do to list your business and get top dollar for it, what you need to do to prepare it to sell, or we're going to help you understand the potential and the opportunity and the gold mine you are sitting on and what you need to do to fix that thing so you can go back to loving it. But either way, life is too short to not love your business. If you don't love it, you need to change that. And you can change it by learning how to love it, by fixing all the broken pieces, or just listing it and walking away and saying, I'm done. I'm going to do something else. So you can go to, oh shoot, I had the wrong banner on all this time. My apologies. I meant to have this on here for you. That's the banner, DebbieSardoneTraining.com. DebbieSardoneTraining.com. Now, if you want to get in for $27 instead of whatever it is, I think it's $597 for a full day of training. If you want to get in for $27, then you'll need to use coupon code Debbie27. Debbie27, DEBBIE 27. And that'll get you into the Love or List full day boot camp for $27. So you can't beat that with a stick. We're going to give you enough information to be able to decide, should I be loving my business and fixing this thing, or should I be listing my business, try to get top dollar and go do something else? You'll have a better idea of what you should do with your business and with your life after that full day of training. Plan to be with us live all day, August 20th, and get in for $27, DebbieSardoneTraining.com. And let's find out if, my job is to inspire you to stay in, but fix it. I never encourage somebody to stay in the business, hang in there with it broken and messy. That's not fun, because I am a big believer in quality of life. So my job is to talk you into loving it and let us help you fix it. But Derek's job, he's actually the leading residential cleaning business sales expert in the industry, in the world, literally. So Derek Christian, one of our certified CBF coaches, will be my cohort on the Love or List My Cleaning business. You will absolutely love listening from Derek. He will have some forms, worksheets, and forms, things to give you that you can take. And his advice is just spot on. He's really brilliant at the whole concept of selling a residential cleaning business. He has bought and sold numerous businesses. So his information is real life experience, not book knowledge that he learned from something but never actually experienced himself. So I think you're going to love listening to him teach. He's really good at simplifying and breaking down concepts so that they're easy to understand. And trust me, by the end of the day of our Love or List My Cleaning Business boot camp, you will know by the end of the day if you should love it or if you should list it. And hopefully you'll be perfectly clear on what your next steps are in your life and the opportunity that awaits you just around the corner. So go to DebbieSardone.com. I'm sorry, DebbieSardoneTraining.com. You can use coupon code Debbie27 to get in for $27. I mean, we just make you pay just enough to hopefully get you to show up. And let's spend the day together and let's see if we can help you decide where you're going to be in your business this time next year. I can't believe how much we've grown in just 6 months. I'm just amazed. And I know everybody's screaming that the sky is falling and the recession is around the corner and things are bad. And you got the war breaking out and, you know who is bombing Somalia. I mean, it's, so what? You know what I mean? When it comes to business, just put your nose to the grind. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Just fix your business internally. Because I believe growth is still going to continue. I've had people call me up and say, I really feel like the recession is going to crunch us. I'm like, no, the recession will crunch the poor people. It does not usually hurt the wealthy, sad to say. And so, yes, there may be a recession on the horizon, but people that can afford house cleaning services are not going to clean their own toilets, people. So our boom isn't going to slow down. Now, maybe it'll slow down a little, but I don't believe for a minute this cleaning business economic boom is going to slow down anytime soon. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I said, we have been in this crazy boom time. Now, I get the pandemic is spiking and the fears are spiking and the crises are spiking. And, I get that, but I don't think that's going to last as long as the first one. It's kind of like, Americans are like, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice. No, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, right? I don't think businesses are just going to close and give up the ghost and lose their livelihood and lose everything they've worked for their whole life as easily this time around. I think we're all going to figure out how to be safe, how to keep our employees safe better. And I think that even though there is a spike, I think there will be fewer people just shutting down, closing down, and giving up. And so I do think there will be a slowdown, but not a recession that would kill our businesses. I really don't. I think the cleaning business has become recognized as the solution, and I don't think it's going to slow down. And I realize I don't have a crystal ball, but this is the time to either get your business healthy and grow and thrive while all the other cleaning companies are giving up the ghost, quitting, closing, just can't hang on, can't find good workers. They just give up. This is the time for you to grow and thrive, or sell it at top dollar. Somebody else will scoop up your business and make it work. So join us for Love or List My Cleaning Business. Go to DebbieSardoneTraining.com. Use coupon code Debbie27. And I can't wait to spend the whole day with you on August 20th. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of information shared. Do me a favor, clear your schedule. If you are going to multitask, if you are going to let the crises of your business pull you away from this event, then you're not committed to excellence. You're not committed to solving your problems. You're not committed to making the most of your business if you sell it. So just clear your schedule. Don't let anything stand in your way. If somebody calls in sick and you have to go clean, just cancel those houses. Don't break your commitment to show up all day for the boot camp. Just pretend like you're out of town and it's out of your control, right? Because if something happened and you were out of town, you couldn't do anything about it. So just pretend like you're out of town, clear your schedule, don't multitask, tell everybody to leave you alone, you're not available, and let's spend the day together August 20th. And let's learn. Let's see how to fix that business. All right, let me see what comments I have been missing. I know I've been rambling for a bit. Donna said, Derek Christian. Yeah, he's amazing. Donna says, I still love my business and I want coaching. Well, if you love your business, you should always have coaching. It's only small businesses that won't invest in coaching, right? Big businesses always have a coach. Large businesses always have a mentor. So Donna, if you love your business, you need to join CBF. or are you a CBF member? I don't remember. But yeah, I mean, it's the smaller businesses that won't invest in their coaching, right? They don't see the value, or they can't really afford it, but if you want to be a big business, you have to invest in your mentorship. You have to. And of course, if you're going to spend your money, and more importantly, more than your money, because you can always make back money. If you're going to spend your time on taking a course, taking a training program, investing in coaching and mentoring, then make sure you work with the best. There are no bargains out there. I actually talked with a man yesterday, and I didn't say anything because, I'm just too nice. And he's a very, very nice person. But he said, wow, that's a little steep. I think I'm going to go try to get some coaching and training cheaper. And then maybe I'll come back to you in a year. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I was like, yeah, dude, go right ahead. But I'm thinking, how sad was that decision, right? That you can actually go find expert advice cheaper. I mean, that's kind of a backwards way of thinking. It's kind of like you're talking to the leading oncologist in the world and you have cancer and you're like, well, I know you have an opening to start helping me with my cancer, but I'm going to go see if I can find it cheaper. Are you kidding me? This is about the rest of your life. Do you have a whole year of your life to waste with somebody who really can't help you, who's never done what they're telling you they can help you with? Anyway, it was kind of a sad statement, and it was just a state of mind that he has, that you can actually get expert, top-notch, best in the world teaching and training for your residential cleaning business cheaper. It's not possible. So anyway, it just kind of made me sad, but I didn't say anything because I wasn't trying to be unkind. But yes, big businesses always have coaching and mentoring. I just paid $10,000 for a coaching and mentoring program that I'm in, right? And if I had the mindset that, oh, that's too expensive. If I had that mindset, my business wouldn't even be $1 million, let alone 2 million. So investing in your brain is the best investment you can ever make. There are people that will think nothing of buying expensive vacuums, spending $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 on equipment, which will be a piece of junk within 2 years. But they won't spend a few $1,000s on their training to learn how to make another $100,000 a year, or to learn how to get to $1 million. And I do find that baffling. Hey, Vicki Coleman, I haven't seen you in a while. Great to see you. I'm just rambling now. It's Friday and I'm feeling good. I'm about ready to go to my friend's house for dinner. Krista Lake says, where do I find CBF? So Krista, you can go to cleaningbusinessfundamentals.com, cleaningbusinessfundamentals.com. I will warn you, it is a year-long mentorship program. So it's not like, a $2,000 set of videos. It's a few $1,000s. It is less than 10,000, but it's more than 5,000. And I do have a really great payment plan because anybody that wants it bad enough can afford my payment plan. But you have to have the mindset that you would actually invest a few $1,000s in your training. So if you go to cleaningbusinessfundamentals.com, you can actually apply, and then you'll be able to talk to someone about your business and about our year-long program. It's for any size cleaning business that wants to get unstuck. And so I would say most people that join CBF are below $500,000, but I've had lots of people in the 300,000 to 700,000 join CBF, and a few have joined at $1 million. We had somebody recently join. Her business, I believe, is doing $3 million. And she said CBF is the best thing she's ever done for herself, ever. So that's not as common, obviously. Most people are well below a million. They've been stuck trying to get there for years. A lot of people join CBF that have been cleaning their little hearts out for years and can't figure out how to permanently put down the mop. And guys, we've made more mop-free millionaires than anyone on the planet. And this is true. It's no exaggeration. So, you do need to be willing to invest a few $1,000s. And here's the way I look at it. If you would go buy a used car and pay $15,000, $20,000 for a used car, but you wouldn't invest in teaching yourself how to get to $1 million in business because you won't spend a few $1,000s on your training, then you don't have the right mindset anyway to hit $1 million. You just don't. And so for people who are willing and ready and able to invest in their brain, we have the system, the formulas, the structure. We have the simplest model you've ever seen on how to get to $1 million and build a hands-free business, a business that doesn't run your life. We have the simplest model out there. There is no other business model like the one we teach. It is very unique. It is counterintuitive. And until you understand it, you wouldn't believe it. It's just amazing. This is why we have so many cleaning business owners. And Molly Moran is one of them. She was on here earlier, but she's probably got a life, so she's probably logged off. But Molly Moran will tell you she joined CBF when her business was like 450,000. It was not a tiny business. Might have been closer to 500, right? But she was ready to walk away. She was done. She was burned out. She was sick of the drama, the low profits, the chaos, the employee turnover. So she turned her business around in like 2 years. She's well over $1 million now. And she was in one of those states where she had to shut down during the pandemic. So don't make excuses for your business because of the pandemic. Don't make excuses for your business because of the labor shortage. You know what? We're all in the same labor shortage that you are. So is Molly. So is Jeannie. So is Debbie. But we are actually overstaffed at Buckets and Bows. Now, I shouldn't say that out loud. I feel like knock on wood because I'm going to jinx us, right? But we're literally overstaffed. My COO told me on Monday, he said, I'm thinking about just pulling all of our Indeed ads and not interviewing for a while because we're overstaffed. I said, you know what? Don't do that. Let's just get overstaffed. But here's the thing. Oh, can tiny businesses do that? Krista, CBF is for tiny businesses because we show tiny businesses how to become big businesses. Absolutely. That's who I wrote it for. But I'm telling you, larger businesses have also joined CBF and turned things around, broken past the next plateau. But I would say the majority of cleaning businesses that come on board with CBF, the owner is still cleaning. They're managing 2 or 3 employees that keep turning over and over. That's the majority, right? They've got 50 to 70 clients and they're about to lose their mind. That's the majority of people. Now, we do have some startups where the owner has only 12 or 15 clients. We do have some startups as well. So it doesn't matter if you're at 0 or if you're just a dozen clients, as long as you're willing to invest in yourself and follow a proven formula, you can succeed in this business. And I think it's the greatest business in the world. I absolutely love it. So yes, Beatrice says, yes, any size. So you can go to cleaningbusinessfundamentals.com and do me a favor. If you apply, because every person has to be approved one-on-one to join our program. And when you apply and you book a session with me, you might have to book like 2 weeks out because I don't have a lot of time on my calendar. But if you will send a private message to Audrey or myself on Facebook, one of the members of my team, and just say, any way I could talk sooner, I'll get on the phone with you on a Saturday. I mean, I'm going to work this weekend because I'm working on my big event that we have coming up in Denver for our members only. And so if you can't book, but you're like, I need this now, and you can't book for several weeks to talk with me, then just ping me and I'll talk to you on a Saturday. I'll talk to you on a Sunday. I will help you. So anyway, would love to talk to anybody that's ready to take it to the next level. And if you've already been through CBF years ago, you're an alumni, or you used to do one-on-one coaching with me when I didn't have CBF, and you really want to get back into momentum. Maybe you've been kind of stuck at a certain place. Maybe you're following the CBF formula, sort of, kind of, but not fully, right? And you want to get back into momentum. Reach out to me. Let's get you back in momentum. The people that are in our year-long, year-round program that never expire, and that's considerably less costly once you graduate from CBF. They just keep breaking through new glass ceilings. They keep passing goals they had set for themselves. So we want to help keep you in momentum once you join CBF. If you need the help and the inspiration, the community and the instruction, and the information on how to pivot. So if you're interested, go to cleaningbusinessfundamentals.com. Let's book a session. But don't book a session if your answer is going to be, yeah, I'm going to join later. Don't waste my time and don't waste yours. I do offer a one-time scholarship when we talk, and it will not be offered later, period. So don't book a time to talk with me if you're not ready to invest in yourself. I'm happy to do a very aggressive payment plan with you, but don't waste both of our time, and don't waste the opportunity of a one-time scholarship that I will present to you. So anyway, I think that's enough. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I love really talking to you about business, kind of telling you about my past and my story and how I got started. But more importantly, I love to help business owners turn their business into the business they always dreamed of. And if not, our Love or List Your Cleaning Business Bootcamp will help you decide if it's time to move on, how to get top dollar, who to sell your business to, or if you finally have the hope that you can to fix it. And that's even better. So either way, I will see you next week on the Love or List My Cleaning Business Bootcamp. And hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Go book a strategy session with me, cleaningbusinessfundamentals.com, if you know it's time to just invest in yourself and get it right. All right, guys, the sky's the limit, and the best is yet to come with this industry. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night and have a great weekend.